Hey everybody, so I'm up here today at Jacobsburg State Park. This is kind of my home state park. I live 10-12 minutes from here, so I tend to be here pretty frequently, sometimes a couple of days a week. Although it's not a destination state park like Ricketts Glen might be or Ohio Pile, it's still a favorite amongst the locals. It's got a lot of rich history to it with the Henry family, who were rifle makers, gun makers during both the Revolutionary and Civil Wars, and the family still makes guns today, and we're going to get into that history as we get into the Boulton Arms section later on. And down here is just a couple of old homes and storerooms. They used to do a lot of mining down this section. The Bushkill Creek is just below this tree line, and they used to dig for a lot of pig iron back in the day. The most common trail that everybody does around here is the Henry Woods Trail. That's what you're going to be seeing today. I'm probably going to break this into a couple of different videos. There's the other YouTube videos I've watched on this state park only have ever really included the Bushkill Creek and the Henry's Woods area. But there's a lot of other trails here that I think are kind of deserving of a little attention as well. So eventually we're going to hit them and head up into the meadows, and we're going to head up along Sober's Run, which is the tributary that flows into the Bushkill Creek in this area. Not really quite sure how I'm going to break it down yet in regards to videos. Might be 2, might be 3, I don't know. We'll get to it and figure it out as we go. So today we're going to be doing the Henry's Woods Trail, and I think that's enough talking for right now. Let's get to walking. Alright, so here we are. We're up at the Henry's Woods trailhead. There's a little sign here. A couple of bathrooms for those who need it. And the start of the trail, they got this orange fencing up here, which is only temporary. They had this trail closed for a couple of months over the winter because of they were repairing some of the erosion from the Bushkill Creek. And a lot of these little trees in here have just been planted, so I am very sure that they're just trying to protect them, let them get established before they reopen the area. And there's a couple of paths that take you out on, right next to the Bushkill Creek, which are really nice. We're going to go visit them here in just a few minutes. So I'm glad you guys made it, and I can't wait to show you guys what's here. See you in a few. All right, so this is one of my favorite little sections of this. Of Jacobsburg here. This is the Bushkill Creek. It flows through a lot of this property here. You can see really pretty creek, and some of the rock formations it's cut out. Really very beautiful. There's forest here. They do a pretty good job of maintaining it. It's a pretty good mix of some both old growth and new growth forest. You can see, like I said earlier, about that yellow or the orange fencing up here where they replanted a lot of saplings and things to get it regenerated. And a lot of maple out here, white maple I think, and a lot of hemlock trees. Really very beautiful out here. It's pretty early in the day. It's maybe 8:30, 9 o'clock in the morning now, but during the summer months this gets really busy out here with a lot of swimmers. It's one of the spots that people like to bring their kids and play in the creek. So I got here early just to make sure I was able to film today, because the last couple of times I've been here later in the day, it's just been too busy. So alright guys, and you can see here too with all this rock, it's one of the places they actually redid the erosion from the creek, and all the people that tend to play and hike around this section here, just a lot of damage, a lot of erosion. So that's why the trail was closed this year, to help repair a lot of that stuff. All right guys, I'm gonna head down trail. I'm glad you guys are here. I got a little hemlock grove coming up soon, and then after that we got the Boulton Arms section of the trail that I'm gonna get a little sidetrack to show you guys the Boulton Arms and some of the local history around here. So I'll see you guys down trail. All right, so I'm up here about a quarter mile, maybe a third mile up the trail, and one of my favorite little sections of this trail here is this grove of hemlock trees. I don't know why I have such a thing with hemlocks, but some of my favorite trees, and just shades everything up so nice. And then coming up, we have a little overlook. We'll make our way over there. I'm going to take a quick pause though for a second here to help everybody figure out these hemlock trees. Hemlocks are just one of over 130 variations of pine out there. And the way you figure them out, looks like we got one right here. All right, so these needles are nice and short and flat. You know, you can see them here, and if you flip them over, they're short and flat. Little white stripe. Hopefully that shows up on camera. Little white stripe going down the needle. So here we are. We're going to make our way over here. This lookout. Probably going to take advantage of this bench. All right, so here's our second bridge. This is going to cross us back over the Bushkill Creek. We're going to avoid that really quickly, though. It marks about the halfway point for the trail, but we're going to get sidetracked a little bit because, well, it's more fun that way. So I'm going to bring you down here, down the Bushkill, or right next to the creek. And should bring us to a little piece, one of our first pieces of little history here. And we're going to get more into the history of the Bolton Arms here in a few minutes. Alright, so we're down here, we got some really quite nice views of the Bushkill Creek. And I'm going to raise the camera up here, but we got an old stone wall down here. I'll see if the camera can pick it up. Alright, so I'm going to have to wait and see here what the camera actually picked up in regards to this old stone wall here, but that used to be, it's the old remains from when this was a mill under the Henry family. And we're going to get a little bit more into the Henry family when we get back up here. We got the Bolton Arms section just on the other side of the bridge. I'll get a little bit more than that. But the Henry family was producing rifles during both the Revolutionary Wars and Civil Wars. Henrys were the first ones ever to make a working repeating rifle during the Civil War, and actually helped the North win the Civil War. And so we're going to go. This was the mill that was used to help power all their factories that were built in this area. So, all right, I'm going to head back up, go get across this bridge, and we'll take everybody up to the Bolton Arms section there and explore some of this history. All right, I'll see you guys in a couple of minutes. All right, so here we are. This is the Bolton Arms section. Let's see if we can give you everybody a rundown of what's going on over here. The house that we're looking at is now, this was the original Henry family home. It's now used as run by or administrated by the Jacobsburg Historical Society. This was built in 1817, so it's a little over 200 years old, and it's now the Long Rifle Museum. They do open it up a couple of times a year, 4 or 5 times a year. There's actually a sign over here. I'll see if I can get it on camera for us with a list of the events for this summer. I know there's one coming up, I think, next weekend. All right, so June 28th to 29th, 2025, World War II Living History Weekend. Another coming in September, another in October, and then a Christmas thing in December. This barn right here was one of the original pieces by the Henry family. And this little, well, I don't know what you call it now. They do a lot of forging demonstrations from kind of what this place was a little bit when they would build with the rifle building. And then across the street over here, we're going to make our way. I'm probably going to have to pause the video just while I pause the video making while I get there. It was the second Henry home, built around the same time period. I think this other house here was completed in the 1830s, so that one's almost 200 years old. The Jacobsburg Historical Society also opens that one up for tours, and then behind it is where they have these events, these historical events. I've been to the World War II one, and it was pretty interesting. They're not like reenactments or anything, but they're kind of the last time I went, they had different tents set up. Each tent was there was a couple of people dressed in uniform from every country that was involved in World War II, and you could just walk up and ask them about their individual countries' involvement in the war, what the roles that they played. So I don't think I'm going to walk up to the house, or quite not all the way, but we'll get to the I guess to the end of this driveway here. We'll get a good view. Yeah, it looks like we're going to get a view just fine over here. All right, and there it is, the old Henry home. They also opened this during the events. There's a couple of placards over there for those of you who like history. And back in the field behind is where they have their events. The trail does go up in this way, up this way. We're going to go back down though and finish up the Henry's Woods Trail. Up this hill here, goes towards the meadows. Eventually I will do the meadows. I think it's really beautiful up there. I really enjoy them. But today, for the sake of this video, I just kind of want to finish that Henry's Woods Trail so it makes sense. And that's it. All right, guys. I'm going to get back on the Henry's Woods Trail. I'll see you there. All right, so this was the bridge that we came over. This bridge number 2. This was kind of the halfway point of the trail. We took a left over across the bridge to get over the Bolton area. But to stay on the Henry's Woods Trail, I'm going to go up this way. And I'm just going to get up this hill real quick. So we're a little bit better than halfway done with the Henry's Woods Trail, but it gets a little more hairy up here, a little more technical. I got this small hill, not much more than 100 yards long, so just got to get up and over, and I'll talk to you guys up there. Alright guys, so we made it to the top of the hill. It was a quick and easy one. Got this little sign here, danger, hazardous trail. We're going to go ahead and ignore the hell out of that. Alright, so these trails do get a little bit busy with people on them. I just wanted to put it out there. I'm not necessarily one for ignoring signs, but I live here, and I've been on this trail about, oh, I don't know, 15 million bazillion times it feels like. So this trail really isn't that rugged. It's not that tough. And one of the reasons why I'm filming it, so you guys can see. I hate for people to come all the way up here, see the sign, and turn around thinking they were, I don't know, climbing Mount Everest or something. So take it with a grain of salt and proceed with caution. All right, and I will definitely be recording when we hit the tougher sections, but it's really not that tough. It's just some tree roots and some rocks that you have to, a little bit technical, just gotta kind of have to manage. So all right, I'll see you guys up there. All right, so this is really all that sign was warning us about here. Just a lot of tree roots. It's really not that bad. Some rocks that get a little slippery, particularly after it rains. Nothing really terribly difficult. You really just got to watch your step. Go slow when you have to. And I don't really think you'll be able to see it through the trees, but we got a nice little downward view of the Bushkill Creek. So now we're up and above. Sure is a pretty trail up here though. All right, guys. I think we're going to try to get wrap up this trail. I think we've only got maybe, I don't know, maybe a quarter mile left to go. I'll check with you guys on the way out. All right, everybody. Looks like I'm just about wrapping this up. Another couple 100 yards here. Starting to hear a lot of dogs barking, which means getting close to the parking lot. I hope you had a good hike with me today. I really enjoyed hanging out with you guys. So we'll be here hiking a different trail here in Jacobsburg the next couple of days or so. So I hope you guys enjoy. And I look forward to hiking with you again.